Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, Comcast raising the price of internet and television. We'll tell you what's happening and how soon it will hit your bills. Newsflash, very, very soon. We're also seeing local governments pushing the FCC to allow them to tax internet service like they tax cable television. The FCC may actually allow this. We'll tell you why after many years of this being declined, it may go through now. And DirectTV is going to court next week against Bally Sports, trying to stop paying Bally Sports for content that Bally Sports no longer offers. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in one quick second. First though, if you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. It's a huge help, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of television, but still watch what you enjoy. Let's start off with Comcast raising its prices by almost or over $20 a month, depending on what services you have. Comcast this week is going to start rolling out the price hikes depending on when your bill is, your next bill, as long as you're not on a promotional rate. And if you are on a promotional rate, when that promotional rate ends, then your price goes up. But your internet, television, and home protect plans will be going up from Comcast. Altogether, that'd be about a $20 price hike or $240 a year in price hikes with this. Your base television package is going up about $6 a month. You also see a $4 price hike on Comcast broadcast television fee. Now that's the fee that impacts things like ABC, NBC, Fox. One of the most, I think, annoying fees, because they advertise ABC, NBC, Fox as part of your package, but then they have an additional fee for those channels. Regional sports fees are going up $1 a month, and premium bundles of channels are going up as much as $2 to $4 a month, things like HBO, Showtime, and others. We're also seeing home protect plans go up $5 a month, and internet service will go up on average $4 a month on average. Pricing will continue to be rolled out. This was announced in December. It's now in effect. Your next bill will see this if you've already not had a bill earlier this month with these price hikes. I bring that up because check your price, do some shopping around. I know I'm guilty of this. You put things on auto pay. When they're on auto pay, you don't always read the statements, right? You don't look at that. You get the statement. You're like, it pays. I check my bank account. I know it's the money. I'm good. Then one day you check the bank account and the price gone up. You go back a few bills and you notice they put a price hike warning in there with that. So keep that in mind. With this, it may be, if you are a Comcast customer, this may be a good time to go shop around for new internet providers, new television packages, or other options. All right, let's talk about local governments trying to tax internet. Local governments have met with the FCC, representatives of them, back earlier this month, and they're asking the FCC to change the rules that would allow them to tax internet services like they tax cable television. So if you are a internet only customer, right now you avoid those city franchise fees that cable TV customers pay. Well, that could be changing. Now, FCC under the previous administration pushed back against this. They had repeatedly said that they would not allow the mixed use network rules to be updated that would have allowed local governments to put taxes on internet services like they are cable television services. Cable or local governments are trying to push this because they're seeing a huge downfall in cable TV revenue. According to the city of Baltimore, they lost $1.3 million in the first quarter of 2023 because of fewer people subscribing to cable television versus years past. This comes out as only 24% of households in Baltimore still pay for cable television. It's very interesting to see how this plays out. With this change, you can see why cities are looking for the ability to do it. Under the new FCC, they have brought up multiple times that they're willing to relax some of the limitations on taxing of this kind of stuff. Now cities are really pushing like, okay, you kind of hinted that you're willing to do this. You've said some stuff. You've made some moves. Now we really want you to allow us to basically replace the lost cable revenue with internet revenue from the taxes there. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but they're going to keep pushing for it. It should be interesting to see, for example, on 5G wireless. How does that play out? It's wireless satellite internet customers. There's no physical footprint inside that city that they need to recover costs for. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let me know. Do you think the FCC should allow cities to tax internet like it's cable television? I'd love to hear from you. DirectTV, in our next story up, wants to stop paying Bally Sports for some MLB teams and content that's no longer offered. Next week, from when I'm recording this, DirectTV and Bally Sports will have a court case where DirectTV will push Bally to be able to stop paying Bally Sports for some channels and MLB teams that Bally Sports no longer offers. Bally Sports last year dropped multiple MLB teams. It also even shut down the Arizona channel. But under its terms and its contract with DirectTV, DirectTV is still having to pay for this content even though it's no longer being offered. They're asking the court to basically say, hey, Bally Sports, you stopped offering this. Because you stopped offering this, we should be able to stop paying for it with this deal. But under their current contract, they're not allowed to do that. So question of the day, should DirectTV be forced to follow through on their contract, or should Bally Sports, because they stopped offering content, stop getting money for it? I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Next week, the judge will have a court hearing on this, where they will hopefully get a ruling very soon on which way it'll go, but we're finally going to get a hearing one way or the other. All right, if you love free content, you love tennis and pickleball and other type of content, there's a new free channel called Court Sports Network that is now available on Sling TV Free Stream, Fubo, and Plex. This is a 24/7 channel dedicated to all things tennis. This comes as the tennis channel also launched a free channel focused on pickleball. Now this channel will do all things tennis, racquetball, maybe pickleball, and other similar sports on this channel. It's now available for free through Sling TV Free Stream, to paying customers of Fubo free, and to customers of Plex through its free service there with that. All right, next up, NBC is laying off staff. According to reports that have been reported and confirmed by multiple news organizations, NBC News is laying off double-digit employees. In the range of 50 to 100 employees are expected to be let go in a division of several thousand as NBC looks to cut costs. Again, I have to say this again, it's ad revenue. Ad revenue is down. Even with the election year coming up, that'll probably help ad revenue on cable networks, local networks in specific. We're still seeing widespread drop in ad revenues with all this. Fingers crossed that ad revenue will return here in the next few years, but I guarantee you that was a big part in NBC News cutting costs by sadly laying off employees. But NBC News laying off up to 100 employees according to multiple sources now. VH1 is shutting down in Italy and moving to Pluto TV. Earlier this month, VH1 Italy shut down and moved its content over to Pluto TV in Italy. This is, I think, something that we're going to see come more and more often. We already saw Disney shut down many kids networks, including the Disney Channel in most of Europe, parts of Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world, I should say. With that, now this time Paramount's doing it, but moving the content to Pluto TV with this. I think we're going to see this more and more. Having content out there, even if it doesn't seem like it costs them a lot of money to run these networks just doing repeats, you still have to have staff monitoring it. You still have to pay royalties for it. You still have to have somebody programming it. By moving it all to streaming, you significantly reduce the cost of all that with it. I suspect that many of these smaller channels like VH1, maybe the sub-channels like MTV2 and others, may not be long for this world. It may shut down in 2024. We'll see what happens there. But that's my prediction of what I suspect will happen going forward. We're going to see more and more of this. But not in the U.S. Wouldn't surprise me if in the near future we do see that in the U.S. All right, over the weekend, I know this upset a lot of people. Peacock aired an NFL playoff game as an exclusive, and it set an all-time sports streaming live record. 23 million viewers watched the game. Reportedly, 16 million concurrently at the same moment all watched the game on Peacock. I did. Did you? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the quality and the experience with it. But I know that upset a lot of people, but Peacock got exclusive streaming rights to several NFL games this year. I suspect that will continue in the future. Let's dive into the question of the day. If you have a question for me, leave me a comment down below. Start off with something like a question for Luke. It's there so I know it's something that you want me to answer here, and leave your question. If I don't answer it, re-ask your question. I'll do my best to answer it in the future. This is a follow-up question on a story I did last week about Spectrum. Spectrum has reportedly started the process to close some of its physical stores. Will reportedly, according to sources that work for Spectrum, continue to do that in the years to come, or months to come throughout this year, as they close physical stores to cut costs. This question is, do you think Comcast, T-Mobile, and others will continue to do that? And I do think that the number of stores we're going to see in the future for physical things like Comcast, Spectrum, T-Mobile, Verizon will continue to drop. But you have to remember, a lot of these stores are franchises, especially in the wireless. A lot of those T-Mobile stores, Verizon stores aren't actually owned by Verizon, they're franchisees. So that's up to the franchisee. Could I see a day where like Spectrum, a growing number of these providers cut back, especially in cable with Comcast, Xfinity stores and similar? Yeah. The reason being is they're not really offering technical support there. Unlike Verizon, which offers a lot of technical support in store, we're seeing increasingly that move online. Physical stores are expensive. You have to pay the rent, you have the staff, you have other expenses there with that. By coming back in the stores, you can make a big impact on it. As more and more people get comfortable paying bills and doing things online versus walking into a physical store to do it, I suspect that'll become more and more prevalent. Maybe not this year. We may not see Comcast do that, but in the next 5 years, wouldn't surprise me if we see a good number of stores close. I don't think they'll ever fully go away. But you may say, hey, in this town there was 2 or 3 Comcast Xfinity stores at one point. Now there's only 1. We may have seen, hey, there was like 30 T-Mobile stores sometimes it feels like. Maybe there's only 10 now. Maybe we close 20 of them and cut back. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you all again tomorrow for another video.